Letter 316 by Charles Lamb. P.M. April 25, 1823. Dear Miss H., Mary has such an invincible reluctance to any epistolary exertion that I am sparing her a mortification by taking the pen from her. The plain truth is, she writes such a pimping, mean, detestable hand that she is ashamed of the formation of her letters. There is an essential poverty and abjectness in the frame of them. They look like begging letters, and then she is sure to omit a most substantial word in the second draft, for she never ventures an epistle without a foul copy first, which is obliged to be interlined, which spoils the neatest epistle. You know the word epistle is underlined, her figures 1, 2, 3, 4 and c, where she has occasion to express numerals, as in the date, 25 April 1823, are not figures but figurantes, and the combined posse go staggering up and down shameless as drunkards in the daytime. It is no better when she rules her paper. Her lines are not less erring than her words, a sort of unnatural parallel lines that are perpetually threatening to meet, which you know is quite contrary to Euclid here. Lamb has ruled lines grossly unparallel. Her very blots are not bold like this here a bold blot, but poor smears here a poor smear half left in and half scratched out with another smear left in their place. I like a clean letter, a bold free hand and a fearless flourish. Then she has always to go through them, a second operation to dot her is and cross her ts. I don't think she can make a corkscrew if she tried, which has such a fine effect at the end or middle of an epistle, and fills up. Here Lamb has made a corkscrew 2 inches long. There is a corkscrew, one of the best I ever drew. By the way, what incomparable whiskey that was of Monkhouse's. But if I am to write a letter, let me begin, and not stand flourishing like a fencer at a fair. It gives me great pleasure, the letter now begins, to hear that you got down smoothly, and that Mrs. Monkhouse's spirits are so good and enterprising. It shows, whatever her posture may be, that her mind at least is not supine. I hope the excursion will enable the former to keep pace with its outstripping neighbour. Pray present our kindest wishes to her and all. That sentence should properly have come in the postscript, but we airy mercurial spirits, there is no keeping us in. Time, as was said of one of us, toils after us in vain. I am afraid our co-visit with Coleridge was a dream. I shall not get away before the end or middle of June, and then you will be frog-hopping at Boulogne, and besides I think the Gilmans would scarce trust him with us. I have a malicious knack at cutting of apron strings. The saints' days you speak of have long since fled to heaven with Astrea, and the cold piety of the age lacks fervour to recall them. Only Peter left his key, the iron one of the two, that shuts Amen, and that's the reason I am locked up. Meanwhile of afternoons we pick up primroses at Dalston, and Mary corrects me when I call 'em cowslips. God bless you all, and pray remember me euphoniously to Mr. G.N. Welligan. That Lee Priory must be a dainty bower. Is it built of flints, and does it stand at Kingsgate? Did you remem? This is apparently the proper end of the letter. At least there is no indication of another sheet. Addressed to Miss Hutchinson, 17 Sion Hill, Ramsgate, Kent, where she was staying with Mrs. Monkhouse. I give a facsimile of it in my large edition. Time, as was said of one of us. Johnson wrote of Shakespeare in the prologue at the opening of Drury Lane Theatre in 1747. And panting time toiled after him in vain. The Saints' Days. See note to the letter to Mrs. Wordsworth, Feb. 18, 1818. Mr. G.N. Welligan. Probably Lamb's effort to write the name of Edward Quillinan, afterwards Wordsworth's son-in-law, whose first wife had been a Miss Bridges of Lee Priory. Lee Priory, the home of Sir Egerton Bridges at Iceham near Canterbury for some years. He had, however, now left, and the private press was closed. In Notes and Queries, November 11, 1876, was printed the following scrap, a postscript by Charles Lamb to a letter from Mary Lamb to Miss H. I place it here, having no clue as to date, nor does it matter.